Easy Vipassana, preparing for death when going to bed. As we approach the end of the day, before retiring to bed, it's essential to reflect on the steps and practices that lead us to a state of mindfulness and peace. Each day, like a journey, moves swiftly, and the passage of time is often unnoticed as we engage in countless activities. The clock ticks forward relentlessly, and so does our life, with each day passing at what feels like an ever-increasing pace. When going to bed at night, we should approach it with the same mindfulness and awareness as any other important task. Just as the hands of the clock move forward without stopping, so does life's time. Each day brings us closer to the inevitable end, and before we reach the end, we reflect on our actions and thoughts and prepare ourselves for the moment when life's journey takes its final turn. This verse expresses the transient nature of life. One cloud passing, a day ends, one step closer to the realm of death. Don't be mistaken, it's not death yet, but with each passing day it's near, and you won't be able to stop it. It calls us to reflect on the inevitability of life's journey toward its end, a reminder that each day brings us closer to our final moment. It serves as a call to live each day with awareness, preparing ourselves mentally and spiritually for whatever comes next, whether in this life or beyond. In life, the passage of time is often unnoticed, with each day quickly fading into the next. As the duration of our human life dwindles, it's crucial to recognize that when our time is up, we cannot postpone or escape it. The moment comes when we must depart, regardless of whether we are ready. As we approach the end of our journey, the final moments are not for indulgence in worldly pleasures or distractions. So we should prepare wisely, ensuring that we are spiritually aligned with the path ahead. Like travelers preparing for a long journey, we must equip ourselves for the inevitable transition. If we have not cultivated enough merit, wisdom, and spiritual practice, the journey ahead may bring much suffering. There is no way of knowing precisely when our life will end. There is no warning about the exactly moment when our lifespan visa will expire. Therefore, we must prepare through virtue, sila, meditation 51, Venerable Ajahn Chaya Vipassana, and wisdom, so that when the end comes we are ready. This preparation ensures that we approach the transition with mindfulness, understanding, and peace, not in a state of regret or fear. The advice is clear. We must make efforts daily to cultivate these qualities, virtue, wisdom, and mindfulness, so that when the time comes, we are at peace with ourselves, ready to face what comes next, whether in this life or beyond. As the body shifts from work and activity to a more restful state, it's essential to be aware of each movement and transition. This mindfulness is not just about the physical actions, but also about being conscious of the mental and emotional states that accompany them. As you move from standing to sitting or sitting to lying down, recognize each phase as it unfolds. Pay attention to how the body feels, the sensations that arise, and the intention behind each action. Before resting for the night, it's important to slow down and notice the transition, becoming aware of the body's need for rest and allowing it to gently ease into that state. This awareness transforms ordinary actions into an opportunity for mindfulness practice. Before sleep, bow 5 times in gratitude for the 5 benefactors, the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, parents, and teachers. This act emphasizes the practice of mindfulness and awareness as a means to prepare both physically and mentally for rest. Also, before sleep, the practice of reflecting on the body and its sensations, as well as the states of the mind, helps cultivate awareness. By focusing on the body's position and mental state, one can deepen the awareness of the process of relaxation and letting go. It allows one to approach sleep not as an escape, but as a conscious act of transitioning into rest while maintaining mindfulness. Before closing your eyes to sleep, engage in a moment of gratitude for the body that has carried you throughout the day. Acknowledge each small action, from the motion of lying down to the physical relaxation that follows. Each of these actions provides an opportunity to cultivate greater awareness at the moment and treat the body with respect and care. After lying down neatly on the bed, with your head resting on the pillow and covering yourself comfortably with a blanket, it's the perfect time to begin a reflection on death. Try contemplating with the thought, if I had only 1 hour left to live, what should I do? What must I let go 52 easy vipassana of? It is an important moment to mentally prepare yourself, as though death is truly approaching within the next hour. It's not a time to think about responsibilities or worldly matters. It's a time to cut ties with attachments and emotional bonds. There's no space left for worry or concern about others, nor is it a moment to recall past events or regrets that might trouble the mind again. If the mind turns outward to dwell on others or cling to the past, death may not arrive peacefully, and merits accumulated throughout life may not bear their intended fruit. Therefore, this is the moment to anchor your attention for MLY and mindfully on your primary meditation object, just as you've practiced countless times before. It should be approached with deep focus and clarity. At this stage, like a person nearing the end of life, you should allow the body to lie still and calm, no shifting, turning, or moving limbs. The body should be settled in complete stillness and peace, as if in final rest. As the moment of death approaches, it becomes crucial to recognize just how important this time truly is, to end one's life meaningfully and with purpose. At the final stage of life, nothing should remain apart from the meditative object and the mindful awareness observing it. That is the truth. For those who take the in-breath and out-breath as their meditation object, when the breath comes in, the mind should acknowledge it as in. From the beginning of the in-breath to its end, the practitioner should mindfully observe the start, middle, and end of the breath with focused attention. It's essential to guard the mind carefully, so that no distractions or mental defilements slip in. The mind must not stray outward. Maintaining awareness from the start to the end of each in-breath, by silently noting in, helps shield the mind from unwholesome thoughts and keeps it anchored in the present. The mind observing the in-breath and the breath itself must arise together, in sync. Likewise, when the out-breath is happening, the mind should acknowledge it as out, clear and sharp. Not only should the mind be aware, but the awareness should be intentional and firm, noting in and out with steady attention. This deliberate observation allows the mind to stay intimately connected to the object of meditation, clearly and accurately. It becomes evident that only two things remain: the breath being observed and the 53 venerable Ajahn Chaya mind that observes rising and falling together, fading together, continuously, like paired waves on the shore. As for those who observe the rising and falling of the abdomen as their primary meditation object, once they've settled peacefully, they lie down comfortably, cover themselves with a blanket, and gently rest both palms on the abdomen. As the abdomen rises and falls with each breath, the practitioner should attentively and mindfully observe it, maintaining focused awareness. When inhaling causes the abdomen to rise, note mentally from within, rising. When exhaling causes the abdomen to fall, note mentally from within, falling. Because both palms are gently placed on the abdomen, the physical sensation of its rising and falling becomes more distinct, aiding clear awareness. If the awareness of the movement becomes vivid and distinct, it means the mind is well grounded on the object of meditation, a direct experience often described by practitioners. Stay focused from the rise to the peak and from the fall to the end, mindfully noting rising and falling, as the case may be. This helps guard the mind against distractions and keeps it anchored in the present moment, deeply connected to the physical reality of the breath. When observing the in-breath and out-breath, or the rising and falling of the abdomen, what we are truly witnessing is the interaction of two things: material phenomena, rupa, such as the breath and abdominal movement, and mental phenomena, nama, which is the awareness or knowing mind. These two, and only these two, arise and cease continuously in the present moment. They appear and disappear, are born and die, over and over again, clearly and precisely observable within the mind. By closely observing the arising and passing away of these physical and mental processes, one naturally begins to see the marks of impermanence, anicca, and suffering, dukkha, embedded in all conditioned phenomena. Deepening mindfulness can lead to better sleep. Reflecting on Dhamma as you fall asleep provides physical rest and nourishes the mind. It allows your tired body, worn from the day's activities, to receive a kind and mindful form of rest. And if, by chance, you cannot fall asleep right away while meditating, it is even better. Just continue observing. Your concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panya, will only grow stronger. So you do not need to worry about sleep deprivation, because both body and mind 54 easy vipassana are already being refreshed through mindfulness. You will wake up energized, grounded, and refreshed. If we hold the thought, I may die within the next hour, and we fall asleep mindfully before that time arrives, it is truly a great blessing. Practicing in this way, preparing for death each night through mindfulness, gradually forms a deep and meaningful habit. Consistently practicing this may lead us to gain insightful knowledge of Dhamma on a night when our spiritual faculties are fully developed. Because this mindfulness is cultivated as we lie down to rest, we do not feel any physical pain or discomfort. And the usual excuses like, I don't have time, or I can't sit for meditation don't apply anymore. Even half an hour of mindful practice each night accumulates into a great deal of Dhamma time over a year. And as the habit strengthens, mindfulness becomes more natural and effortless. During your practice, if you experience any physical pain or discomfort arising somewhere in the body, it's okay to let go of the original object of meditation, the breath or the rising/falling, and instead focus on that feeling. Observe its arising and passing, its painful and oppressive nature, and its uncontrollable nature. In other words, directly observe impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta, in that experience. By doing so, wholesome qualities continue to grow, and the defilements, greed, anger, delusion, pride, wrong views, lose their strength and influence over time. In contrast, the noble qualities of virtue, sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panya, will flourish and mature. When death arrives, there's no need to fear. You've prepared for it through your nightly practices. Just keep observing with insight. Even if you don't achieve complete enlightenment, a better rebirth is guaranteed. 55.